The other week we actually planted some of our native rhododendrons. So you saw that we had rhododendron viscosum and rhododendron arborescens, and we got 2 more in from Carolina Native Nursery. I had to go down to the Carolinas in order to be able to get some of our native rhododendron. And this is called flame azalea. Let me actually show you them in the last waning hours of the sunset. Calendulaceum as a species name. You might think of calendula or the marigold because they have very orange flowers, and you can see that some are just waning here. Here's one that's still a little fresh, and it's got that really nice orange glow. And it has this light green hue to the leaves as well, and this gets to be quite a large shrub. And I wanted to actually plant more like oranges and reds here because it really contrasts with, or actually complements some of the orange and reddish rusty hues of both the gazebo and the stone planters. So we're just gonna continue to plant some of our native rhododendrons here. And I got some of our gear. One of the things that you'll want to take into consideration if you're planting rhododendrons is if you have acidic enough soil. We actually have 6.7 pH here for our soil. We did get it tested, so that's pretty acidic already. It's just south of neutral, but you could also use a soil acidifier just around the root zone, which is what we're going to do anyway, just to make it acidify a little bit more. And I have some compost and mulch, and I have a shovel, and I'm basically going to get these planted and continue the landscaping here around the gazebo. Some of the other plants that I planted in here recently were these blue elderberries, which are more of an elderberry that's on the west coast, but they get nice little kind of whitish blueberries, which I think is really cool. It's kind of different from our elderberries that we have here. So I am definitely hitting a big stone.
Just rocks.
It's just rocks.
1 inch in.
Yeah, I know. But I could try to get around them. It depends on how big they are. Now these are fairly sizable rhododendrons. I mean, the last one that I had was, I thought, much more sizable than it was. And then when I took it out of its nursery pot, the root ball was only like half the size of the nursery pot that was sold in. So it's kind of a move that some nurseries do. But yeah, I've had to go kind of all over to try to find our native plants. And sometimes you have to go, I'd like to get plants that are more bioregional, but I haven't found too many nurseries that do some of our native rhododendron here. And I really wanted the calendulaceum because of the orange color. A lot of our native rhododendrons have kind of like white or pinkish blooms. So this you could see already, if you look past the worms. We have a very clay soil, so it's about 24% clay. And what you want to do with clay soil is you at least want to scuff up the sides once you get it to the depth that you want it. And people with stony soil will sympathize with me. That's a pretty good depth. I'm actually going to just scuff some of the sides of this a little bit more. And we're not going to amend in this area, but we're going to add some compost and mulch to the top as well as some of that soil acidifier. I'm hitting the tree root right here, and it's probably one of these quaking aspens. Just going to tease apart the roots a bit. I don't know how he's going to feel about getting into some of this clay soil, but he'll have to make do. Some of the stone as well. In this area, we usually keep pretty natural, more naturalistic, so I'm looking to not make it as ornamental as our beds, but to give it a sense of that it's always been here, I guess, and allow some of the other native plants that are here to grow up we have a lot of spreading dogbane. That's what all these sticks are that I've cut back. That's some of our spreading dogbane, which is really lovely. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is get some of our compost. Just spread that over the top. It's really nice compost. Okay, and then I'm gonna get soil acidifier. This is Espoma's soil acidifier. You could obviously use any kind of soil acidifier, and you wanna go right around the root zone, just like that. Just gonna give it a little bit more compost. And then I'm gonna get some mulch as well. This is composted wood mulch, and spread that around the edge. That will help dampen down some of the weeds. You could obviously do like a proper tree circle around this so that, you know, some of this goldenrod or the grass or the vetch doesn't move in on it. And I'm just gonna water it in. Really nice that we got this with, and we're able to see some of the beautiful blooms on this. And this one right here, very similar. Let's see if we actually hit any rocks. We have all of our native strawberries in here too. Look at all these native strawberries. All right, so that is our 2 rhododendron calendulaceum, and we have a couple more rhododendron viscosum that we're going to be planting around Half Lake, but we're not going to get to it today. This is enough for today because the sun is just starting to set, and I'm so stoked that we're going to get a number of these different species on our landscape.
Now that spring is here, we've been really busy with renovations and the garden, so we'll be giving you updates as we go. Now, if you enjoy our videos, we ask that you like, subscribe, and consider hitting the notifications bell so you know when new videos release. Plus, your support makes a difference, no matter where you are. We commit 10% of our Google AdSense proceeds as reinvestment back into the Finger Lakes community, and that's matched by our partners over at Espoma Organic. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.